Have you tried getting a job lately?
Is anybody else getting absolutely destroyed by the job market right now?
I cried in an online interview when I was unemployed.
It sucks more than ever.
The job market is trash, basura. It's been bad.
If you have a job, keep it.
It's been like this for years now, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
I was probably applying for 10 or 15 jobs a day.
Over 100 jobs?
We spoke to people on all sides of this mess.
That's when I just said, fuck this. I just couldn't do it anymore.
The pressure for hiring is massive.
If you've been competing with hundreds of people, currently there are thousands.
Turns out, the answer is a lot more complex than layoffs or AI. Okay, it is AI. But it's not that AI is taking jobs. It's much more annoying than that. One job hunter left an interview 2 minutes in after realizing she wasn't talking to a real human.
It was so creepy.
A veteran recruiter told us that resumes are basically dead.
When every CV is optimized, polished, it's very hard to find who is relevant.
And a Discord job market crusader shared his own data with us, showing that 20 to 40% of job listings are for roles that don't exist.
4 job applications that you are doing on a daily basis are not true. How many hours are we losing a day? How many hopeless people are just applying and hoping without any returns?
So, what is actually going on with job hunting? Will it ever go back to being depressing in a more normal way? Or will it be like this forever? We'll get back to these questions, but first...
Look. Day 5, message check, copywriter needed ASAP, remote temp to hire, I'm like cool, I can run that back. Social samples, yeah I got those, that part's fine, then must have AI samples and I freeze that line. Cause I'm a writer, not a demo reel for training your machine and the rest of the list.
Okay, let's continue now. Eric is an associate creative director. He got laid off 6 months ago and has applied for a ton of jobs since, with almost no response. So, of course, he started rapping about it. What else would you do?
In the past, jobs gave me purpose, and when I lost my job I lost my purpose and I got really depressed and I didn't have any structure to my day. So I do music on the side and I just started like day X of rapping about unemployment until I get a job.
I'm standing in the produce for the heavy duty side, looking at the price tags with the mathematical eye. 1 avocado or a whole 5-pack of noodles, my bank account is barking like a pack of angry poodles.
Eric has been laid off before, but this time feels different.
In the past I went to like a portfolio review. I reached out to recruiters and they would get back to me. We'd have an interview, they'd throw me to the creative directors, so it just felt like more normalized, more of a process. Whereas now I reach out to recruiters and I don't hear anything, and I apply on LinkedIn and I don't hear anything, and it's just a broken market.
It wasn't hard to find others who shared Eric's frustrations.
The last time I was job hunting, the market was very different.
Hundreds and hundreds of jobs. I can't even keep track anymore, and I'm not even getting interviews.
People are applying for more jobs than ever, but getting fewer responses. And not just junior people armed only with a degree and a made-up internship. Senior, highly skilled candidates who never had a problem finding a job before are struggling too.
I'm about to have my MBA in about 3 weeks, so I'm 3 weeks away from graduating. She's like, with your education, your work experience, like the way you present yourself, like people should be chomping at the bit. They're not. Why not?
It's easy to assume that the job market itself is the problem. But while the job market is definitely changing, looking at the bigger picture, whether or not it's a bad job market is actually not so clear. Unemployment rates are more or less normal in Europe and the US, and experts are split on whether there really is a job shortage and how AI is impacting the job market.
There's no doubt the market is tough right now, but it's not tough in the same way for everyone. At the top end, people who are genuinely hands-on in their craft and crucially know how to use AI to multiply their impact. The demand for those people is off the chart. So middle managers who have become too detached from the actual work are definitely finding it harder to justify their value.
You get this paradoxical situation that you have on the one hand a lot of shortages of labor in many sectors in many countries in Europe. Employers screaming and shouting to get more people to apply for jobs that are available. On the other hand, you have pretty high unemployment in many countries, and that can be because they have been unemployed for a long time. But the other problem is much more matching skills and experiences with the jobs that are available.
So, while things are rough for certain industries, today's job market doesn't seem to be the most disastrous one ever. At least, compared to major recessions like 2008. The roles and industries have shifted, but there are still jobs. So economics alone can't explain why people are having such a shit time looking for a job. For more answers, we thought of looking in less conventional places, like Discord.
I was seeing a job then it gets reposted, then it gets reposted, then after 3 months this job is just getting reposted all the time.
This is Zela, admin of the Ghost Jobs Discord. He was searching for a software engineering job last year when he noticed something strange. Jobs kept disappearing and then reappearing with very subtle changes to the title or description. That was when he first discovered ghost jobs.
Some ghost jobs are being posted just because that company want to appear like they look like more legitimate, like they are hiring, they have like customers, and they are growing. For some companies, they just want to collect data about the employee, the job market. I've heard this story where it was like an HR recruiter that have been tasked to post a job with a salary that was, maybe $150,000, but in 2 weeks, they're going to lower the salary to $120,000. In 4 weeks, they're going to lower the salary and take off some benefits. And they see in each phase how many people still apply. So it's just trying to find the right applicant, but trying to also find the right price for them.
Other than seeing how little they can theoretically pay people, companies also post ghost jobs to build talent pools, or they just forget to remove listings when hiring plans change. So ghost jobs were always around in some way, but they appear to have exploded in the last 4 years or so. After being ghosted hundreds of times, Zela decided to do something about it.
I met my co-founder on Reddit and we decided to spend the time and the energy to do something for the market, for the people, just to make an impact. So we decided to monitor the job market.
He's now co-founder of ghostjobs.io, a platform dedicated to exposing ghost jobs and the companies that post them.
So actually at the moment, I'm monitoring, I would say 200,000 companies in North America. Almost every job that gets posted, I go to it and I save it on a daily basis. And the goal with that is to be able to spot patterns, to share it to the public. So if that company has just been reposting the same job on a daily basis, we're going to flag it.
So how many ghost jobs are there? According to Zela, the numbers are crazy.
Based only on my numbers, it's around 20% of jobs that have been posted. I think if I go way deep with the data that I have, and if I can gather also more data, I'll be able to find 25-40%. And the market is saying actually between 25 and 40%.
That's right. By his more conservative estimate, 1 in 5 jobs posted are not actively being hired for. And some studies think it's even higher. This means the government's numbers about the job market are likely way off. It also means job hunters are trapped in a Kafkaesque nightmare, sending applications directly into the void.
Let's say you apply 10 jobs a day and 40% of them are fake. That means that 4 job applications that you are doing on a daily basis are not true. And if you're spending 20 minutes for each one of them, that means it's like 1 hour and 20 minutes per day. And if you do that across all job seekers, how many hours are we losing a day? How many hopeless people are just applying and hoping without any returns?
But let's say you get lucky and the job you applied for is real. In the old days, and by old I mean like 4 years ago, there was a pretty good chance that someone would at least look at your resume, even for half a second. That was before the rise of 3 letters that make most job hunters want to delete LinkedIn and go start a farm. ATS.
This resume has the highest ATS score possible.
Exactly how the ATS system scans your CV.
Do you know what ATS is?
No. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. HR teams have been using them forever to help with admin. Then AI happened.
Let's say 20 years ago, it was very hard for ATSs to column the resumes if they have a photo, if they're in a format that it's not PDF. Since AI came, the ATSs have become way more smarter.
80 to 90% of job applications are now automatically thrown in the bin by an AI-powered ATS before humans even look at them. Normally, this is for not containing the right phrases or content. That's the theory, at least.
Very honestly, no one can tell you how they work.
This means that instead of trying to make a good impression on a human, the first stage of job hunting is now about gaming a faceless algorithm that literally no one truly understands, which leaves people with one logical option.
I've had to use AI to speak to AI. For instance, if it's a head of marketing role and there's certain words that are in the job posting, I would then use an AI tool just to match the AI algorithm of the keywords within the job posting. And even that, it wasn't working.
Like, here's one. Built messaging frameworks and tonal systems for B2B and consumer brands, enabling cross-functional teams to create consistent on-brand work at scale. Like, I would never think to write that, but is that going to get past the AI filter? Let's see.
But using AI to get past AI comes with its own potential problems.
I feel like AI can also detect AI, so it could also be looking at my resume and seeing that it used AI and then flagging it as well. So it's really like a no-win scenario. So I don't know what the way in is.
We spoke to the CEOs of 2 AI resume builder platforms to get their thoughts. Perhaps unsurprisingly, they saw things from a different angle.
Let's say in the past, if you've been competing with hundreds of people, currently there are thousands. Because nowadays it's really easy to create a resume just with 2-minute chat with GPT, Claude, or whatever, and apply for the job. We can further debate whether it's good or bad. But for you as a job seeker, if in the past having a great CV wasn't a requirement, right now it is.
There is a lot of anxiety around being filtered out by ATS tools. Using the AI in the ATS, it is just better because there is no need to optimize the resume exactly to the keywords from the job post as previously. Candidates will be also more free to use the contextual words and the AI will understand it.
It's easy to get frustrated with ATS, but the reality is that as a job hunter, you're not just fighting AI screening tools, you're also fighting hundreds of other job hunters armed with AI resumes and the LinkedIn Easy Apply button. One application, another application, one more application. From the recruiter's perspective, if everyone now has amazing AI-assisted resumes and AI-powered applicant tracking systems are better than ever, this must make their lives easy, right?
We have AI tools at the moment. I don't think it's solving the hiring problem. It's solving the efficiency piece for sure, but not necessarily is putting through better quality talent for the company. If you look for a sales role, marketing role, or even a tech role nowadays, you can get between 200 and 300 applications. People take for granted that because we have AI tools, we're able to do the job quicker, faster, which is true, but there is more pressure in doing more with less. You don't have to do the admin tasks, but you still need to train the AI, which is an admin task itself.
When every CV is optimized, polished, it's very hard to find who is relevant. I think we thought the solution was going to be AI screenings, but it just is not always an effective decision maker. It's easy to game CVs with keywords. You can easily reverse engineer what they're looking for. And also more and more research is coming out to suggest the LLM being used to screen the CV favors the CVs that were created by that LLM in the first place.
Do you think CVs are almost dead?
I think so. I think we'll always need some sort of proof of roles they've had, but beyond that, I think there's very little weight right now on CVs.
If all of this is making you want to crawl under your desk with some instant ramen, here's a quick recap. Anyone can now apply for a job in 2 minutes with AI. So recruiters are flooded with thousands of AI-generated applications. So they're using AI-powered ATSs to screen them, which forces applicants to rely even more on AI resume builders. And this has made all resumes so good that they are basically pointless. And none of this has really led to better hiring or made job hunting easier. Make sense? Great! Isn't everything going great?
I've applied for 30 jobs. I've only heard back from one. Let's see how many people have applied also. 184 people applied. Okay, here's another one. 469! Oh my gosh.
By the way, a quick message. This show is made by our creative agency, Camping TV. We help businesses grow with fun ad campaigns and video content. So if you're in a position to hire us, please do it so we can do more episodes like this one. Okay, let's be creative and assume that you applied for a real job, made it past the ATS, and you've somehow secured an interview. You anxiously wait for the day to arrive, pluck your eyebrows, tidy your room so that your background doesn't make you look like a psychopath, and then…
Mondays.
What?
Oh, Monday.
Automated video interviews aren't actually that new. They used to be a series of simple pre-recorded screening questions that applicants could record answers to. But like with literally everything else, they've also been hit with the AI stick. So now, applicants can experience what it's like to have a one-to-one with a Shutterstock photo.
Tell me about a time you helped a frustrated customer resolve an issue. What steps did you take?
We spoke to a number of people who have been interviewed by the AI. To be fair, some people found it an effective way to do a fast interview. Transactional, but fast at least. Others found the different shades of dystopian, depending on the AI avatar being used.
The image they used for the AI was like, you know HAL 9000 from 2001? Like the kind of camera eye? I'm pretty sure it was that. I would have hated it if it was an AI-rendered person.
If they have to be interviewed by AI, applicants prefer the AI part to be very obvious, to avoid situations like this one.
I was speaking to what looked like a human being, but then it looked weird I wasn't sure if this was AI or if this was an actual human being. So I didn't want to say, is this AI, right?
At what point did you realize?
Within 2 minutes, then something just snapped at me. I think it was how I answered a question, and I don't remember what it was, but it's kind of like me saying, I was almost murdered yesterday. And then she said, that sounds like a great idea. And I said, oh my God, and I just hit end interview and I was done with that.
But AI interviews that don't descend into full-blown existential terror still have some fundamental problems, even when they run smoothly.
I was impressed with the dialogue that it generated, and it was able to scan my CV and stuff and talk to me like a real person. The one thing that I found quite irritating about it was it didn't have the capacity to link my experience to the work they were looking for. So it just asked me about, work on my CV, which was not relevant to the jobs they had listed.
And while recruiters we spoke to were positive about how AI has changed many parts of their job, they weren't convinced by AI interviews either.
A good screening interview is selling the opportunity, talking about what you're looking for, understanding what the candidate is looking for, and I don't believe AI is able to do that right now.
I had a client who did a video interview for and in the end she was about to drop out from the process because she felt that it was really impersonal.
It can feel very soulless, and I don't believe that is the future of recruitment.
So what is the future of recruitment? Is job hunting broken forever? These photos were taken in 1933 during the Great Depression in the US, when unemployment was at almost 25%. That's around 5 times what it is now. Objectively, things were much worse back then. People queued hours and hours for the slim chance they would be offered some work. But there's one way that job hunting was better back then. At least, they weren't doing it alone. In Hard Times, an oral history of the Great Depression, many people who lived through it said human connection was what helped them survive. Let's listen to some quotes.
That's one of the things about the Depression. There was more camaraderie than there is now.
I remember it was fun. It was fun going on the soup line. Today you're made to feel that it's your fault.
Compare this to now, where job hunting looks more like this. Scrolling through LinkedIn, applying for jobs that might not exist, sending AI-generated CVs to be read by robots, silently battling thousands of others who are looking the same, and then not even being interviewed by a human being. This is the biggest issue with job hunting today, not the availability of jobs. Economics works in cycles, and if the industry is in a rough patch, this won't last forever. The more permanent issue is that technology has drained the humanity from the process of job hunting, making it feel more depressing and lonely than ever. And as a result, the distance between job hunters and employers has never been wider. But job hunting doesn't have to be this way. We asked experts for the #1 piece of advice for getting a job now. Every one of them said basically the same thing.
Meeting a CV, competing with 200 applicants, 300 applicants is not efficient anymore. What I would always advise to any person looking for a job, build your network.
Use your network.
Tell your friends. Scream about it on the socials that you are searching for a job.
Go along to meetups if you don't want to share online.
Engage with old colleagues.
Go into hackathons, etc.
Humanity may have disappeared from the standard job hunting process, but that doesn't mean it has disappeared completely. Since the Great Depression, and before that, human connection has always been the most important part of surviving the job hunt. And if you look beyond the LinkedIn dystopia, you can still find it out there. Probably your best bet for finding a job. And if anything, as technology advances, the human side could become even more important in the near future.
For meaningful senior hires, I think there'll be much more human involvement. The best candidates, I suspect, won't want to go through the automated processes.
But if human connection is not your thing, and you'd rather stay home and play video games, here are some best practices for finding a job in today's market. Number 1, apply faster! If you read the whole job description, it's already too late!
If you're not among the very first people who apply for a job, then your chance is way lower. Now you have just a few days to apply for a job that is freshly open.
2. Describe yourself as AI native. No one really knows what this means, but it could be something like this.
I think if you can demonstrate that you have taken the time, you understand the space, and you're using AI to make you more effective, either in your personal life or in your professional life, you are going to stand out.
3. Wait for AI agents to solve everything. You might feel like AI has ruined job hunting, but what if the solution was more AI?
HR field is really on the ripe to disruption by AI, and it is just beginning. Personal agents, they will guide you over the whole process, and they will just chat to you from time to time.
So you're saying that you would basically just be able to chat with this agent and then you don't have to apply for jobs anymore yourself?
Yeah, exactly. We have the technology right now, and I think it will become a reality in a couple of years.
4. If everything else fails, lay down some cigarettes. Who knows? Could work.
Day 4, applied to DoorDash, not driving ACD. Clarified the role, like please don't send a bike to me. Sent a follow-up to the recruiter, tried to stand out. Personal details, human tone, no copy-paste mouth.
Thanks for watching, please subscribe.
I want a job, I need a job. Give me a job, please, I need a job, yeah.